Let's be real for a second. You've done the math, right? You've looked at the retirement savings that you have. You're ready to tell your boss, see ya. But then at 3 a.m. in the morning, it hits. You wake up staring at the ceiling and that nuts forms in your stomach. The voice in your head asks, what happens if the money runs out when I am 75 and stuck in a foreign country? If you don't fix that fear, my friend, you will never leave the driveway. Today we're not just going to talk about budgeting. We're going to talk about building a financial fortress so you can sleep like a baby in a hammock in Thailand or an apartment in Spain, all right? I am Vagabond Elmer. Welcome to the channel. We're talking today about global money mastery. Look, younger travelers can throw a backpack on, eat ramen noodles, and sleep in a hostel floor. So, some of us, like me, we did that. But today, we want more privacy and comfort, all right? I remember when I was young. No responsibility, no baggage, no problem. Today, we have mortgages, 401k, maybe an ex-spouse, and we definitely appreciate a good glass of wine. Our financial life is like a plate of spaghetti, tangled up and messy. Today, I'm going to give you the roadmap to untangle it. First things first, we need to do a gut check. Think of your money like an airplane. We need to know how much fuel you got in the tank before you take off. I want you to grab a piece of napkin or a piece of paper right now so we can start writing this. Write down your income, that's dividends if you get them, Social Security, jobs or hustle income. In other words, money coming in. Now let's look at your assets. That's your 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, SEPs, your houses, and your other business. Then we'll look at the liabilities. That's your debt, your mortgage. And don't forget how much money you have saved up for rainy days, etc. This is not just accounting, my friend. So we're going to talk about a runway. What is it that you need if you want to quit today? How long do you have until you hit the ground running? You need to know exactly where you stand before you leap. Now, here's the secret sauce, the cheat code for Nomads. It's called Geo-Arbitrage, but I call it earn strong and spend weak. You keep your assets and your income in a strong currency like the US dollar or euros, but you live your life spending in a weaker currency like Thai bahts or Mexican peso. Let me give you a real example, all right? And why this is so important. When I'm in Spain, I buy a Kilo Rioja bottle of wine for 3 euros. In the US, forget that. That's about $18 a bottle or more. But here's the mindset shift that you need. When I buy that wine in Spain, I don't think, oh wow, I'm getting a discount. No. To the locals, that 3 euros is a standard price. When you're out there, you got to stop thinking about dollars and start living in the local economy, okay? The gap between the $18 I used to pay and the 3 euros now, that's what we call freedom. That's how geo-arbitrage works, all right? And it works for your advantage. Now, let's talk about money without getting robbed. Story time, I once got robbed in Madrid. Totally my fault. I was being a tourist dummy. Wallet gone, cards gone, everything gone. If I have kept all my money in one bank account, my trip would have been over. I would have been calling home, begging my friends or family for a wire transfer. You need a banking stack, okay? 1, the home anchor. That's a big bank like Chase or Capital One or any other where you keep your deep savings. 2, the Nomad spender, a card like Charles Schwab that reimburses those nasty ATM fees. And 3, your business account, totally separate, never mix business with your lifestyle or pleasure. Redundancy is your best friend. If one card gets swallowed by an ATM, you pull out the backup. Now, for those of you with rental properties or small businesses back home, listen closely. I have heard horror stories from cousins that run their business and property managers, everything while people travel. They come back home 2 years later and the money is gone. You need digital control. If you can't see the bank statement and the expense report on the phone right now, you're in trouble. I run my business using a system called Odoo. This is an ERP. That's a fancy word for software that runs everything. Lets me see every dime coming in and going out from a cafe in Vietnam. It keeps everybody honest. Finally, let's talk about resiliency, taking the punch. I arrived at Rome, Italy, ready to pasta and history. Instead, I got COVID. I spent 2 weeks flat on my back. Now, for a cold, you use cash. But for big stuff like a broken leg, a stroke, or God knows, you need global health insurance. Don't view it as a boring expense. View it as a business tool that protects your nest egg from getting wiped out. And your emergency fund? Forget that 3-month advice that people give you or you hear on TV. You're now a nomad. You need between 9 and 18 months of liquid cash, split across 2 strong currency. This is what I call your anchor. So here's where you stand. You now know your assets. You know how to stack your bank so you don't get stranded in Madrid. You know how to make your dollars buy more Riojas. But there's one entity that can destroy this entire plan faster than a pickpocketer or a market crash. The IRS. You see, making the money is a step 1. Keeping it away from the taxman, legally, by the way, is a step 2. You need to know where to base your business and how to structure your taxes so you don't get hit with a surprise audit that grounds you forever. I'm going to break down exactly how I set up my business structure to stay legal in Module 3, Business Mastery. You cannot afford to miss that one. The next module is Module 2, which is the tech stack. Now, I'm going to be straight with you. Everything we talked about here today is just the foundation. If you want to actually live this life without the 3 a.m. panic attack, you need this full blueprint. So don't miss Module 2, the tech stack, where I show you the gadgets, software that keeps you connected, and Module 3, the Business Mastery, where we tackle the IRS and legal structures. So to be notified, please subscribe. Use the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed yet, do it. It's completely free. It's your ticket to understand how I do things at the Vagabond Elmer way. On the Digital Nomad Over 50 YouTube channel, we don't show you pretty sunsets and historical castles. We dig into the nitty-gritty, healthcare abroad, residency visa, making money on the road, and how to find community when you're halfway around the world. We're building a tribe of people who knows that retirement doesn't mean stopping. It means starting on your own terms, your new chapter. Now, maybe you're sitting there thinking, Elmer, it sounds amazing, but I don't know if I'm actually cut out for this. I got you covered, my friend. I created the Silver Digital Nomad Assessment. It's a quick tool designed specifically for our age group to see if this lifestyle fits your personality, goals, and your bank. Click the link in the description below to take the assessment right now. It will give you the clarity you need to decide if you're staying in the driveway or heading to the airport. I'll see you in Module 2. Until then, ciao.